Good morning, welcome to Pertalada. Pertalada, this was a beautiful little stop here.
Welcome to our channel. We're Andre and Lisa, a married South African-Italian couple who have been traveling together for 20 years, exploring more than 50 countries. Since 2018, we've been full-time nomads with the goal of making travel a sustainable, long-term way of life. For the past few years, we've been winding our way through Europe while living in our 21-year-old motorhome, Millie. This year, we embarked on an epic journey of new discoveries. Starting from Italy, we explored the Western Balkans before returning to Denmark for summer. Right now, we're happy to be in Spain, slowing down to enjoy the warmer weather and sunny skies. The upcoming year holds exciting plans as we set our sights on Morocco. So hit that subscribe button and join our adventure.
This is absolute van life paradise.
Yeah, it's like nobody here, nobody bugs us. We're like right in the center of fields. The trees are a bit of a problem because the wind was howling last night. Solar is the biggest challenge, unfortunately. We're going to take a walk through this little town and I'll show you a little bit about it.
And this is really only what it is because of the time of the year.
It's 22 kilometers from Girona. It's 10 kilometers from the coast, Les Stratit and beautiful beaches. So it's a super popular region for people to come out and have a good meal. Pertalada comes from Pedra Telada, which means
Carved stone.
almost all the houses and buildings in this village was built with stone that was removed from this moat behind us.
Everything's built of stone.
Do you think that's the way it looked
Oh, I guess so. Yeah.
originally?
This is
The keep,
that's the keep. I'm
The
trying to
little
see
castle.
where's our thing. So we look down.
the old walls. There's Millie. It's one of Catalonia's most important medieval towns, declared to be of artistic, historical interest and asset of cultural interest.
Oh wow, look at those arches. Oh, that is beautiful.
Ooh, hello, anybody home? Interesting echo here. So today, this whole village is pretty much based around tourism. It's jam-packed with restaurants, boutique hotels.
And this area is also very well known for its ceramics. So you'll find ceramic factories, ceramic museums, and lots of little ceramic shops everywhere you go.
The castle is privately owned, and this castle was built probably around the year 1065 is what they guess. And in the 1960s, it was converted into a luxury hotel. Maybe one day we can also own a castle.
I was going to say, maybe one day you're going to build me a castle. Or should I build you a castle?
Carrer de la Torte.
Maybe one day we'll renovate a castle. That would be pretty cool.
The keep is one of the architectural features of the medieval village centre. It's a majestic building from the 11th to 12th century. Both the tower and the walls surrounding it make up the inaccessible areas of defence and are topped by battlements. It was excavated directly on the rock and possibly was separated from the rest of the buildings in the town by a small moat on the north side.
We have a menu of the day for €19. So you can have a tomato salad with salted codfish or snails with tomato sauce for a starter. Then you can have grilled chicken, duck leg, oh that sounds delicious, rice casserole of fish and meat, or grilled squid with garlic parsley.
Behind us is what was part of the defensive structure, open towers. This was converted into what's now called the Tower of the Hours because a bell was put on top of it and became the town's clock tower.
Let's go inside.
Okay. Access seems to be free, but they're limited to 20 people at a time. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness. What? The village clock. No way. My Lord, Lisa's gonna say about this.
I didn't expect this. Here we are trying to figure out the workings of a clock, the inner workings of the clock. It's really quite fascinating.
Okay, that's incredibly boring for our viewers though.
It's awesome.
What is cool? Andre and Lisa staring at the thing for 20 minutes trying to figure out how the heck.
Oh, we can look inside the castle.
Nice, how nice is this? I didn't know you could do it.
Oh my word.
This is actually all outside this fortified village, that section.
Once again, how incredible it is that places like this can be entirely free to access. And I think we know why this place is such a popular tourist destination.
This is one of the best examples of a fortified medieval town in Catalonia. Now, if you look over your shoulder there in the distance, over the church,
Oh, yes.
Morella de Montgrí, and on the top is Montgrí Castle, which we hiked to a couple of days ago. And that side is actually the cliffs of Estratit with the islands that's in the nature, you know. Lisa, look at the side of the mountains quickly.
Oh my gosh, they're covered in snow. Wow, no wonder the air is so icy. I've been saying since yesterday that the air is incredibly icy. And we just don't expect, with sunny skies like this, for the wind to be so cold.
So where's us? There's Millie, you can't really see in that parking lot. But let's have a quick look at this castle. Amazing, beautiful, beautiful place.
This thing's gonna ring above our head. 2 minutes.
Oh dear. I think that might have been it. I'm definitely noticing that that sign makes me look there rather than the opposite. I wonder what that is all about. Someone takes offense to the fact that people can look into this garden. Strange. People do the weirdest things. Yeah, we are here gawking at everything around us, like it's a, how can you put it, a museum. For the most of it is. Okay, ready to go down. Maybe another interesting factoid of this town is that the 1991 film Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, who starred in that film again, Lisa?
Oh, I wouldn't have a clue.
I want to say it starred Kevin Costner, I might be wrong. Parts of it was filmed on location in this town.
I met a hooded man today who bade me warn you not to harm his people.
His name?
Robin of Locksley.
The prodigal son returns.
Let's go watch that movie now. Lisa was like 3 years old when that movie came out.
Not.
No, Lisa was 24 when that movie came out. Lisa was like 34 when that movie came out. She carries her age well, though. Okay, now we have to leave.
How do we get out though?
This way.
This place is very quaint and I love walking around it now, but I wouldn't want to be here when the place is packed with just tourists.
Well, that guy with the banner over his garden feels the same way. Hello, cat. Hello, cat. People are asking in the comments that Lisa cook for us.
Oh, should I cook tonight? You might be horribly disappointed if I cook. I can make very good breakfast.
What do you make us?
Oh, we get bacon and eggs. I can make anything for breakfast.
That's breakfast, not cooking.
Of course it's cooking. If I have to cook for myself, I'll just have breakfast for breakfast, lunch and dinner.
I do find it interesting that people appreciate that we show you what we eat, and in a way, it's good. We do place an emphasis on eating fairly balanced meals. We generally try to use fresh local produce wherever possible, but it needs to be easy to do. Otherwise, it's just not convenient.
We not only like to get fresh and healthy and good food so that we can be healthy, but it's really important to look after your immune system as well. When you travel like we do, you're constantly in a different place, you're exposed to different germs and viruses the whole time. So it really becomes important to look after yourself and your health, both from an activity and cardio point of view, as well as what you eat.
You'll notice that we actually look for a lot of superfoods like avocado, asparagus, broccoli, all those kind of things, really the good stuff. And this one is super easy to make, but it does include salmon. I did say last time, I do not advise you cooking salmon in your motorhome. Tonight we're going to keep it super simple. Avocados, salmon, boom. Sweet potato, yeah. This has been scrubbed. I like keeping the skin on. Balsamic reduction, pesto à la Genovese. Okay, there you have it. If you're patient with the sweet potato, it takes probably about 20 minutes to do it nice and crispy. The salmon is like 3 minutes. Boom. So this meal you can put together in 20 minutes.
It takes a little longer than 20 minutes if you film it.
Yeah. Okay, I've got red wine. I should have carbo. Sorry about that.
I got white wine.
You got a big glass of wine. So good night. Hopefully tomorrow morning we're going to go see this little town if the wind doesn't blow, because it's forecast to blow crazy. And let's have good weather. Say good night.
Good night.
Why are you putting faces, man?
I'm not pulling faces, that's my face. I'll pull your face. Bon dia and buenos dias to the Spanish.
Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to Catalonia, Spain.
We were actually on our way to Girona, but we've realized that there's so many beautiful little medieval villages right here that we've decided to hang around and explore a few of them.
There's another reason why we stuck around is we waiting for a package delivery. The struggle is real, so our solar controller needs to be replaced and we should get one the next day or two. So while we have very little to do, actually we have a lot to do and the days are super short and it's really cold at the moment. We're going to take 2-kilometer walk from this Perotelada to the neighboring town called Palau Sator.
Which is a lovely little round town. It looks so cute. So we're going to go there, and then tomorrow we're going to go just 8 kilometers further to La Bisbal de Empordà.
Are we walking there?
No, we're not. I don't think so.
Okay.
Which is the home of terracotta.
More importantly, that's the home of our Amazon locker box where we're going to get our solar chargers. So
Right, let's go walking. Now this little village, Palau Sator, is in fact on the GR92 walking path, which is quite a famous walking path along the Mediterranean coast of Spain. And it continues on to Montgrí, where we climbed the castle in the previous video. So if you haven't seen that, go and check that out.
I don't know much about Palau Sator. It's built in a circular fashion. A lot of these buildings were built obviously with a stone that was cut out from the moat that used to run around this village.
Look here, you can see the snow on the mountains behind us, exactly what we saw when we climbed up the tower.
Let's get away from the hammer time. Mes en la de les Murales. St. Peter's Church. They're outside the walls of Palau Sator. There's a document from 994 stating that the church was donated alongside with the Torre de Palau.
This is the original little source of water here and was used across the road at the washing station. And this is where all the ladies of the village used to do the laundry before the water would then from here run back out.
There's the people actually doing some laundry. That's very cool. And then this is still the remainder of the old defensive system you see in front of us here. Oh, why is it so noisy here?
I don't know, let's...
Seems to be a lot of activity. It's a nice sundown. It's okay, accurate. It's a little bit off, but it's daylight savings, so if it wasn't daylight savings...
I don't think they knew about daylight savings when they built the solar clock.
No.
It's really strange how you can walk through these places and it feels like you're walking through a little museum. But then you have to remember, people actually still live here.
Well, now they feel to us walking through their backyards.
To us, it's like this amazing, beautiful history.
These are making friends.
Hello.
Oh, he's a friendly one.
Oh.
Hello.
Some people get guided tours around villages and towns. We get the local cactus shows
Oh,
around.
when he goes. This village is built into a reasonably concentric circle, and we're just walking all the way around it. These little areas like this used to be part of the gates.
It is ridiculously quaint.
Oh, cute.
Don't step on me.
Are you doing the whole tour with us?
He's the perfect camper cat. Come on, Muka.
La Torre de Palau. Tower of the Palace. A massive tower rises above the other buildings in the village. So high it can be seen from far away. I guess that's it. Now someone lives in it. In 1485, the castle was seized by rebel peasants during the Second Remenka War. Let's get out of here. There's not much happening in this town. There's a restaurant or two. There's actually a small little museum which you can visit. And they are open some parts of the day, but it's sort of attached to a restaurant. This is the jaywalking. Now we're taking an alternative route back. Peratolada is actually only 2 kilometers walk to Palau Sator. So if you do come to Peratolada and you have a bit of time, it's actually worth just staying there, taking one of these paths that look like this, and walking there. Eh?
Yeah, because there's big parking areas in Peratolada, where there's not quite as big a parking area in Palau Sator.
Yeah. Suddenly super dark. It's literally 5 o'clock. So this is it for tonight. We'll see you tomorrow. Look at this place though, it's beautiful. Good morning.
Bon dia!
Good morning and welcome back to a very dreary little parking, but it's supposed to be clearing up today, so hopefully we're still going to make it into La Bisbal.
La Bisbal de Importa.
Lisa's one of Lisa's favorite breakfasts, but I might have to wrangle this half of this from you.
This is very exciting because it's not every day that you find a burrata.
Just cut it open and give me a piece.
Creamiest, softest.
Oh, thanks. I think I got a bigger piece for a change. Cheers.
Oh, you mean that's not mine? Cheers.
I'll see you later.
See you in La Bisbal.
14 minutes. Okay. Ready to go?
Yes. I can park there next to the little van.
First stop is at the
Terracotta Museum, and we have to thank Adriana for telling us to come here and to Peratolada. One of the things that you'll notice around La Bisbal is all these very tall stack chimneys, and this is from making terracotta. But this town has actually been declared an artist town, and that really brings the industry of terracotta and ceramics back to life and makes it a sustainable thing for artists to do here.
Well, this is our first stop for a reason. These guys are only open in the morning until 1, and then they open again at 4 p.m. There's an entrance fee.
I was wondering why there was a climbing wall here. It's not a climbing wall.
The use of clay as a raw material for creating ceramic objects which make everyday life easier goes back so far in history and is so widespread that without its existence, it is impossible to understand the social and cultural progress of the human race. La Bisbal d'Empordà is today one of the leading centres of ceramic production in Catalonia. Pottery manufacture here is a traditional activity which, through the ages, has undergone significant changes and has become one of the city's principal economic activities, and has been the driving force behind a whole social and cultural model.
We don't go to a lot of museums, but I can tell you that I'm already impressed with this one. It costs €5 to enter, and we've started by watching a 10-minute short video, which they choose your language. Luckily, we're alone, so we're getting VIP treatment here. And this is very extensive and looks very informative. It's funny how today you think about ceramics and you think you're going to come here and you're going to buy something which is more artistic than anything else. But back in the day, it was way more functional, and what a role pottery and creating these functional instruments played in changing the daily lives of people. Carry water, gather water, even put a roof over your head to create a floor.
It's an extensive museum. I think this can keep you busy for hours. You're interested in the manufacturing process, the history, and the actual equipment is still here. The old kilns are still here. We do put out enough time for this. So when we bought a ticket, we were told we can come back later if they open again, or even tomorrow if we want to. So it's quite nice.
Wow,
And,
that went quickly.
Fortunately, we had to leave because they closed at 1. You can easily spend a few hours looking at all the exhibitions, and they do give you a very handy little book, so it's well worth the effort.
Yes, now you can also get a combined ticket to go to the castle as well, but unfortunately at this time of the year the castle is only open over weekends. And let's just see a little bit more of La Bisbal.
Okay, change of plan.
The curator at the museum said it's actually fine for us to leave Millie here while we go and explore the old town, and then we can choose when we get back here whether we want to see a little bit more of the museum, and they only close their gates at 7 p.m.
Goodbye, Millie. Oh. Maybe someone can send you a pastry gift.
Would anybody like to buy me a pastry? That one in particular. Oh, look at the trees. Isn't this just incredible? In that sense, I really like this time of the year. It is beautiful. So this town is called La Bisbal because it was given to the bishops, La Bisba, in the 11th century by the Frankish kings. It was previously known as La Fontainentum. Very close to that. Every Friday for the last 7 centuries, there's been a market in La Bisbal. From 1322, when the Catalan king James II of Aragon gave his permission for markets to be held on Fridays. Guess what? Today's not Friday. This is the vault. You have to look up at the ceiling. Volta de la Mel.
Be quiet, yeah? He's just consulting a cheat sheet.
I am. Next is number 8. These over here are Les Voltes de Engali. They were built in 1835. A merchant who set up his clothes warehouse and shop here. It's an example of a neoclassic architecture consisting of a large porch and 6 arches.
No, it houses a bank.
First document that talks about the Jews of La Bisbal dates back to 1285. And this is all that is left of the Jewish quarters of La Bisbal, this street.
Castle Palace. Amazing. And the police station here left.
It's a pretty cool little town.
Yeah.
Quite frankly, I prefer the quaintness of the small places like Peretalada, which is a medieval village. But this is nice.
That concludes our tour of La Bisbal. Very dead at the moment.
I think it would be lovely to walk around this town in the evening, especially at this time of the year when all the Christmas lights are up.
Maybe we'll stay close by. We don't really know where we're staying, eh?
No, we don't. We're just gonna go find our packages, which is the reason we were hanging around this area.
Yeah. Okay, let's hit the road. Let's go to the
road.
shoppies.
This is a big one.
What a spot. Sweet spot.
Now, we were going to stay in La Bisbal and from there move on to Girona, but there's a Christmas market in Peretalada. So we decided to come back here and just look at all this activity happening here and check this out, get a little bit of Christmas vibe. They're switching on the lights this evening. Really cool.
So someone dragged us to the Christmas market situation. There's still a lot of activity, but we're just going to walk through town maybe and wait for lights to come on. Oh wow, look at this.
Look at that, how cool is this? What the heck? There is so much atmosphere.
Oh lordy.
I mean, a setting like this. Buenas Christmas!
We wish you a Merry Christmas. No, we don't. It's not Christmas, it's far from Christmas. It's like 4 weeks from Christmas. So let's not get ahead of ourselves. I think we have to stand a little bit further back just to get the effect.
Wow, that's quite loud.
That was super loud.
To keep all of that. Look, there's mistletoe.
No, it's just a bird. Let's go.